Hey friend, welcome to your Total Body Barre Sculpt workout. I am so happy you have joined me. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin with a brief warm-up, and your first warming posture is a rolling forward fold. So what you'll do is you'll stand up nice and tall, you'll set your feet to hip width apart, and align your shoulders above your hips. Alrighty? So go ahead and get situated, find a gentle bend in your knees, engage your abdomen, soften your tailbone. Now take a good breath in. As you exhale, draw your chin to your chest and roll down into a forward fold position. Knees are soft. And then slowly begin to roll on up back to your starting position. Okay, repeat, chin to chest, roll on down, forward fold, and then roll on up. Come back to your equal stance. 2 more. Make it worth your while. It's okay if your body feels a little bit sticky here. We'll work through those kinks, I promise you. Give me 1 more. Belly firm, breath present. Take your time and roll on up. Alrighty, side body reaches. Remain standing tall. You'll set your feet a little bit outside of your hips. And what you'll do is simply reach up and over with one of your arms, and then you'll switch sides, okay? Reach up and over to your right with your left arm, and then reach up and over to your left with your right arm. You've got it. Feet stay wide. You're tapping the toes as you reach and lengthen through your fingertips. How's your breath? Let it be normal. Simply let it ebb and flow. Your breath, look at it as another tool to take you deeper into your postures. You've got it, girl. Think about where you feel this. So you're creating a lovely side body stretch as you reach up and over. And you should also feel a little bit of warmth within your upper body, especially your shoulders. Keep your belly nice and firm. Coming up, we have classic squats. Give me a couple more rounds right here. Last round, last side, and let it go. Okay, set your feet to hip width apart. You'll bend your knees, butt back, heart forward, and then you'll rise up nice and tall. So hips back and down, and then you straighten your legs and squeeze. Now you're welcome to move slow, or you can move with me here. This is your last warming posture, so make the most of your time here. When you squat down, allow your knees to track in line with your toes. Avoid them going beyond your toes. Shift your weight into your heels. Allow that to ignite the back line of your legs. Instead of just simply moving your arms, be intentional about it. Feel your triceps as you press your arms back. 2 more. Last one. And let it go. Okay, here we are, lower body, modified first position. You'll stand up tall, you'll press your heels together, and then separate your big toes by a couple of inches. Your hands will come to your hips. Now come onto your toes, lift your heels, bend your knees, and lower your hips. Hold it here. Engage your belly, spine upright. Now we'll move 1 inch, so you'll lower it down 1 inch, lift 1 inch, lower and lift. Lower and lift. Nice job. Find your breath. Find your foundation. So listen to your alignment cues. You're pressing down through your toes, and then you're squeezing in through your heels. When you do that, that will ignite the back line of your legs and will engage your inner thighs. Your knees stay bent the entire time. Avoid them buckling in. Press them out to the side. Okay, hips are square, tailbone is neutral, spine is upright. Beautiful. Keep moving here. You're always welcome to keep your hands at heart center prayer or keep them elevated with me. That'll add a bonus upper body challenge. Can you lift your heels a little higher? Give me 2 more. 1 more. Hold it low. Now listen. Lift your arms overhead and then lower your heels and then lift them back up. So we lower the heels and releve. Now, the work is in keeping your heels pressed together. The temptation is to allow your heels to separate. You want to keep them together the entire time. Trust me. And then also there's a temptation to lift out of your lower body. You want to stay bent in your legs as much as you can. Belly firm, breath present. How about 4 more? Yes, you can. 3, feel the shake and quake. 2, because you're worth it. Last one, hold it up. Get a little lower, yes you can. And then stand up tall. Thumbs up, girlfriend. Okay, you have ballerina lateral lunges. These are so much fun. You'll stand on the left end of your mat and you'll face me. So what we'll do is we'll step to the right with our right leg. So from here, step out, extend your arms, come back to center, balance, lift your right knee, and then repeat, okay? Arms reach overhead, step out, butt back, heart forward, rise up, knee will lift. Now this one does challenge your balance quite a bit, so just be patient with yourself here. Arms reach overhead as you rise up and balance. As you step out to your lateral lunge, your arms extend. Now here's a modification. Instead of lifting your knee, you'll just tap your right foot to the floor. It's totally up to you. Seek the challenge no matter what option you choose. How's your breath? I would inhale, step out to the side. Exhale, rise up nice and tall. Now notice how this is a core exercise as well. You're really needing the support of your abdomen and your glutes / lower back to kick in. So allow the 3 muscle groups to come together in order to support you. 1 more. Yes, ma'am, you've got it. And let it go. Okay, we'll do that on the other side. So stand on the right side of your mat. Continue to face me. We'll step out with our left leg, extend our arms, and then we'll come back in, balance on the right leg as we lift our knee. Okay? So we're gonna step out, lateral lunge, knee bent, butt back, heart forward, and then rise up and balance. All right? So it's a lateral lunge, arms extend, balance, arms reach overhead. Beautiful work here. Now your standing leg, there is no need to lock it out, so find a gentle bend in your knee. Just a subtle softness. Good job. Have fun with this one. Now remember your modification. You can just simply step your foot in and tap the floor. That is a-okay. Otherwise, you're balancing with me, lifting your knee out in front. In just a few moments, we'll move on. So make the most of your time here. Think about where you feel this, your thighs, hamstrings, your glutes, your lower back. Give me 1 more. Finish strong, reach your arms overhead, and then let it go. Okay, we have wide second position. Go ahead and set your feet outside of your shoulders, turn your toes out. From there, you'll bend your knees as you lower your hips down. Okay, now from here, make sure that your shoulders are stacked above your hips, belly firm, tailbone neutral. And then go ahead and press your knees back. Hug a big beach ball. Okay, now listen up. You're gonna stand up tall, lower your arms, come on down, hug a big beach ball, lift your heels, drop your heels, stand up tall, lower your arms, come down, hug a big beach ball, lift your heels, and repeat. Okay, so you need a bit of mind-body connection here. It's okay if you don't get it the first round. It's the effort you're putting forth that counts. Come down, hug a big beach ball, lift your heels, lower, and then rise up tall. Allow your arms to be nice and fluid. Allow the releve, the heel raise, to be an extra bonus that targets your calf muscles. Find a breath pattern that works best for you. I would inhale when it's easiest, and exhale when it's hardest. Now when you come down, make sure that you're not hinging forward at your hips. Remember, your spine stays upright the entire time. Keep softening your tailbone. And then you want to avoid buckling your knees. So continue to press them back. When you do that, that will engage your outer glutes as well. So there's an extra bonus for you. In just a few short moments, we'll hold it low. Last time up. Yes, friend, you've got it. Come on down. Now listen, lift your heels. Okay? Now we're just gonna pulse the hips down an inch, down an inch, down an inch. Yep, you've got this. Small range of motion now. Build the heat, build the intensity. Feel your thighs, feel your calf muscles. You can do this. Support your posture with your breath. Think on something positive. Last couple moments, and then we'll find a final hold in 3, 2, last one, hold. Just hold it right here, and then stand up tall, thumbs up. All right, girl, moving into upper body. Grab your light handheld weights, and we'll come into an elevator upper body series. Okay, so weights in hand. You'll set your feet to hip width apart. Now releve, rock onto your toes, lift your heels. Bend your knees, and then lower your hips. Shoulders above your hips, belly firm. From here, flip your palms to face me. You'll bend your elbows, lift your weights up halfway, and then resist them back down. So it's a halfway bicep curl. Resist and lower, and then bend and lift. Okay, so the lower body stays static, aside from the occasional shake and quake. So keep moving your arms, listen to your alignment cues. You're pushing down through your toes. Feet are set to hip width apart. Heels are lifted, knees are bent, hips are low. Spine is upright. Weights are in hand. You're simply lifting your weights halfway up as you bend your elbow. Okay, allow the heat to build in your biceps. Allow it to build in your lower body. Coming up, we'll find the same range of motion, except for we'll only lower halfway down. Now, listen, hold it halfway up, curl it, and then only lower halfway down. So lower halfway and then lift all the way up. There you go. Lower body hasn't changed. I know you're probably wanting to get out of your lower body stance, but I encourage you to stay low. Finish strong. This will be over before you know it. I promise you. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to commit to this posture. Sink down a little bit more. Lift your heels a little bit higher. You've got it, girl. Believe in yourself. Rely on your strength, physically and also mentally. Come on. Push just a little bit longer. Last couple moments. Okay, now hold. Draw your arms out to the side. You're going to reach your arms out, and then you're going to pull it in as you rise up. So we lower and reach, we lift and squeeze. This is a bicep reach. Heels stay lifted. Now this should feel like somewhat of a reprieve in terms of your lower body, because now you're moving your lower body. Okay, so drink that up, enjoy it. Nice job. So as you lower your hips, you reach your arms out and up. As you straighten your legs, you pull your elbows in. You should feel this in your biceps, your shoulders, and then obviously your lower body. Be aware of your heels. They want to creep down towards the floor. Lift them higher right now. Remember, you're committed to this posture. You've got it. Last couple moments. Last time up. Okay, now hold it low. Reach your arms overhead, lat pulls. You're going to pull your elbows down and in as you rise up, and then reach them overhead as you come on down. Yep, that's it. Now listen. This is it, I promise you, for our elevator series. Okay, so recommit once again. Tell yourself that you can do it and that you will do it. Arms reach overhead, hips lower. Elbows come in and down, legs straighten. Breathe. I would inhale to lower, and I would exhale to lift and squeeze. Last couple moments. Coming up, we have some tricep work. It won't be a big deal, I promise you. Finish strong. You're almost out of it. Lift your heels a little bit higher. Move your body with more intention. That's it. Think about where you're feeling this. One more. Come on up and let it go. Thumbs up. Okay, you have modified first chair pose tricep extensions. Bit of a mouthful there. Okay, you'll go ahead and click your heels together, separate your big toes. Now listen, bend your knees, butt back, heart forward, open your knees nice and wide. From here, extend your arms behind you. Now listen, as you bend your elbows, I want you to lift your heels. As you straighten your arms, I want you to drop your heels. Okay, so as you're lifting your heels, you're bending your elbows. When you lower your heels, you're reaching your weights behind you. Keep your heels pressed together the entire time. All right, that's where the work begins. Now, when you bend your elbows, avoid your weights going past your hips. Try to minimize your range of motion there. Here's a modification. You can simply put your weights down. Totally up to you, my friend. Feel the shake and quake starting in your calves, and then allow it to work its way all the way up to your triceps. It's the muscle group that lines the back line of your upper arms. They help enable your elbows to extend. They work in opposition to your biceps. Last couple moments. One more. Hold, and then stand up tall. Good job. Okay, last upper body exercise. You have chest presses. You'll simply stand up nice and tall. Set your feet to hip width apart. Heels stay down. Now from here, take your arms to a goalpost position. Palms face me. You'll press your weights to center, and then you'll resist it back out. So exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. That's it. Alrighty, so think about where you're feeling this right away. You should be feeling your chest, especially as you start to press your weights in. And then think about your upper back working as well as you draw your arms out to the side. Feel a pinching of your shoulder blades. They're drawing in towards one another. You want to avoid popping your ribs here. Knit them in, soften your tailbone, engage your abdomen. Okay, now listen, we're gonna hold it out. Start to tap your knuckles up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. That's it, girl. Yes, you can. It's a teeny, tiny range of motion. You have a change coming up. Okay, now draw it in and then find a knuckle tap. It's up an inch, up an inch. This time around, your palms face one another. Elbows are in line with your shoulders. Good, just breathe, almost. Last couple, hold, and then let it go. Okay, let's move into our glute portion of our workout here. You have bridge lifts. So ditch your weights and then sit down on your yoga mat and then go ahead and lie down on your back. You should almost be able to touch your heels with your fingertips and then set your feet to hip width apart, arms to a low V. Now listen, you'll lift your hips up and then you'll resist them back down. So lift up, resist it back down. Right now we're finding a classic bridge lift, nothing too crazy. We're simply taking a moment to warm our glutes, to prepare our glutes for what is to come. You've got it. Think about your foundation, your feet, and then your shoulders are another part of your foundation. Good job. Give me 4 more. You have a change coming up. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now hold it up. Listen, I want you to root down through your left leg, reach your right leg sky high, and then just pulse your hips up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. Yes, you can. You are worth this challenge. Here's a modification. You would simply lift your right heel and pulse from there. Otherwise, your right leg is lifted up. It's nice and long. flex your foot. Good. Take that intensity out of your upper body and just send it to your glutes. You've got this. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold. Lower your foot back to our full range bridge lifts. Drop your hips, lift them up. Lower and squeeze, lower and squeeze. Okay, so your glutes should be feeling a little toasty by now. Just embrace it. In a few moments, we'll move to the other side. We'll root down through our right leg and we'll lift up our left leg. Keep pressing down through your feet. Remember, that's a part of your foundation. That's where the work starts. Last one. Now hold it up. Root down through your right foot. Lift your left leg, extend through the leg, and then just pulse up, up. Yes, you can. Tell yourself, yes, you can. Keep breathing. Now listen, here's your modification. You can always lower your foot and keep your heel lifted. Otherwise, seek the challenge. Yes, you can. Keep going. Keep your leg lifted. Keep your hips lifted. Just breathe. Last few moments. How about 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold. Lower your foot, lift your hips a little higher. We have a little bit of a hold here for 4, 3, 2, last one, and drop your hips. Good job. Okay, girls, sideways leg lifts. We'll start with the right leg. So you'll come into a sideways tabletop. Go ahead and lower your left elbow down onto the mat. Left knee will stay down. Extend your right leg and then lift it sky high. Now lift your leg up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. So as you're moving here, listen to your alignment cues. I want your left shoulder to be above your left elbow. Your spine is long. Your top hip is opening. Your bottom knee is underneath your hip. Okay? And then your working leg is extended and it's lifted higher than hip height. Eye gaze can look down at your forearm. You've got it, friend. Find control within your movement. Be precise. Think about lifting higher than me. Think about coming down less than me. You've got it. How's your breath? Let it support you. Girl, I know this one can be intense. I am right there with you. Remember, when we face opposition, there is an opportunity to get stronger physically and mentally. Last one, hold. Come on down. Okay, other side. You have sideways leg lifts, left leg. Alrighty, so we've been here before, just on the other side. You'll come down to your right forearm. You want to stack your shoulder above your elbow. Your right knee will stay down. Extend your left leg behind you. Lift it up and then open your hip. Okay, you'll move 1 inch. Here you go. It's up an inch, barely lower. Up an inch, barely lower. Alrighty. Okay, so don't be alarmed if this side feels a little bit more intense. It might feel that way simply because it was working hard for you to keep you stabilized while you were working on your other leg. Okay, so just be patient here. Breathe through it. Fix your gaze down at your forearm. Find a neutral neck. Spine is long. As you press away from the floor, can you hug in a little bit more through your abdomen, especially your obliques? You're almost out of this posture. Can you work a little higher, come down a little less, breathe a little deeper? Yep, you've got this. I promise you'll be out of this before you know it. Think about your side booty. That's what's working hard for you here. Last one. And let it go. Okay, stand up tall. No time to waste. You have inchworms with high plank rotations. You'll stand at one end of your mat and turn into profile. Okay, once you're there, you'll start to roll down. So roll down, soften your knees, walk your hands out, find a high plank position, okay? Reach your right arm sky high, come back to plank. Reach your left arm sky high, come back to plank. And then begin to walk it back in, soften your knees, drop your heels, roll on up. Alrighty? So here you go. Chin to chest, roll down, walk your hands out, reach your right arm up, center, left arm reaches up, come back to center, and then walk it back in. So this is your first abdominal exercise, but keep in mind that it's also total body here as well. Now when you reach your arm up, allow your hips to open as well. Find a rotation here. To modify, you can always come down to your knees as you walk out into your high plank position. That is a-okay. How's your breath? I would inhale when it's easiest and exhale when it's hardest. I love this one. Once again, it's total body with an emphasis on your abdomen. Allow the rotations to feel good for your body. That's it, my friend. You'll give me one more right here. Make it worth your while. Walk it out. Be intentional with your movement. Finish strong. Yes, you can. Soften your knees, drop your heels, roll on up, and you're out of it. Thumbs up. Okay, girl, you have double leg extensions. Go ahead and lie down on your back, and then we'll find our movement from there. So the idea is to move your legs and arms in opposition of one another. Lift your shoulders, neck, and head. Reach your arms and legs away from each other, and then drop back in. So inhale, create length. Exhale, create a contraction. Hug your knees in, and then you'll reach your hands in the direction of your feet. Modification would be to work with your upper body down on the floor in terms of your shoulders, neck, and head. Otherwise, your shoulders, neck, and head stay lifted the entire time. Try to take the tension from that part of your body and shift it to your abdomen. So right here, as you hug it in, you'll feel your rectus abdominis. That's your six-pack. And then also think about including your lower abdomen. That's your transverse abdominis. Good job. Try to soften your face, relax your jaw. You're almost out of this one, I promise you. Keep it up. Last one. Hold it in and let it go. Okay, let's move on. You have bridge knee marches. So you'll stay on your back. Go ahead and plant your feet to hip width apart. You should almost be able to touch your heels with your fingertips. Once you're situated, lift your hips into a bridge lift. Now listen, march your right knee to tabletop and then resist your foot back down. Switch sides and then slowly lower your foot. Okay, so inhale, lower your foot. Exhale, march your knee up. Now as you're moving here, think about the muscle groups that are working for you. So yes, your hamstrings, your glutes, even your lower back is working, but can you really start to focus on your lower abdomen? That's your transverse abdominis. It acts like a corset. It holds everything in nice and tight, and it enables your belly to lie flat. Okay, so think about when you lift your knee up, think about pressing your lower abdomen down. Can you lift your hips a little higher? Now, when you lift your knee up, avoid it going beyond your hip and in towards your chest. As soon as it aligns above your hip, you want to stop your movement and then lower your foot back down. Last couple moments. You've got it, girl. Here is your last round. Make it worth your while. Keep your hips lifted. Be intentional about your movement. And then lower your hips. Good job. Thumbs up to you. All right, girl, come to a seated position. We'll find Mason twist. So first off, I'll show you a modification, and then I'll show you full expression. So modification would be to keep your feet planted, and you would simply twist from one side to the other. Or full expression, lift your feet off of the floor, and then twist from one side to the other. You've got it. Feet are lifted, shins are lifted, and you're just rotating from one side to the other. Your spine is hinging back. Stay in your work zone here. Now your pace is moderate. It's faster. If you need to though, you can always move slower. You can always decrease your range of motion. You've got it, girl. Keep going. Keep your chin off of your chest. Keep breathing. Think about cinching in your natural waistline. Your obliques act like a corset. Last couple moments. Come on. And you're out. Good job. All right, girlfriend, you have one more ab exercise before we hit our cool down. So we have a high plank with a shoulder tap. You'll come into a high plank position. Make sure that your feet are set outside of your hips, and then you'll simply take opposite hand to opposite shoulder and then switch sides. There you go. Now listen to your alignment cues as you move here. Shoulders above wrist, spine long, hips below your shoulders, legs active, toes curled under. Now here's a modification. You can always come down to your knees if you need to. Otherwise, your toes are curled under and your knees are lifted off of the floor. Legs are nice and long. Now, friend, this is it for your ab exercises. So think about where you feel this. Can you breathe a little deeper? Can you move with more intention? That's it. Give me one more round each side. Last one. Come back and then lower your knees. All right, friend. Well, we have arrived at our cool down, believe it or not. So grab a quick sip of water, and then we'll go ahead and stand up tall, and we'll find a quad stretch. Okay, so go ahead and stand up tall and root down through your left foot. Now bend your right knee, capture your foot with your right hand, and then sweep your left arm sky high. You want to point your right knee down and then press it slightly back. Belly firm, tailbone neutral. And then release. Switch sides. Right foot down. Bend your left knee. Capture your foot with your left hand. And then optional to sweep your right arm sky high. Just ease into it. Balance will be challenged, and that's okay. All right, go ahead and release. We'll come into a heart opener. Option 1, hands stay apart. Option 2, clasp your hands together. Now listen, you'll press your knuckles down, open your heart. And then when you're ready, you can hinge forward and find a forward fold. Let your neck and head go. Find a generous bend in your knees as much as you need to. And then release your hands. Find a forward fold and hang out here for a brief moment. And then start to roll on up one vertebra at a time. All right, let's close our practice with one round of breath. Equal stance, shoulders above your hips. As you inhale, sweep your arms overhead. As you exhale, palms together, and you're welcome to hinge forward. Well, such great work. I am so thankful that you decided to work out with me. I hope you had an amazing time, and I hope you got a good sweat out of it. I can't wait for our next workout. See you soon. Bye.